Never. I was in that division. I never had to fight 10 guys like this.
Everyone sees Hamzat as the boogeyman of this division. And Dricus is just right away going, I'm gonna beat the boogeyman. I'm going to beat the boogeyman, and I'm gonna beat the boogeyman bad. Is Hamzat Chimaev the scariest middleweight contender we've ever seen? I mean, what he has done to some of these guys truly has been scary.
And why that could change this weekend, all right. Let's talk about the scare Paulo Costa's Twitter feed. I'm talking about an actual human WMD, Hamzat Borz Chimaev. If you listen to Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen, and you absolutely should, because these guys aren't exactly the dudes slinging takes from their mom's basement. Chimaev isn't just a tough fight, he's the fight nobody wants. Dana White rings people up about him, and suddenly every fighter has personal reasons or scheduling conflicts. Translation: they don't want the smoke. But here's the twist: Dricus Du Plessis, South African buzzsaw and current middleweight champ, is straight up saying bring the legend of the boogeyman. You know how in every horror movie, there's that one scene where the entire town pretends the haunted house doesn't exist. That's Hamzat Chimaev in the UFC. People see him, they just don't walk up to the door. Why? Because when this guy is on, he doesn't just beat opponents, he runs through them like he's late for dinner. He debuted by smashing the guys in the space of 8 days in different weight classes. Who even does that? Your cardio kickboxing coach won't even spar twice in a week. Then there's Gerald Meerschaert. One punch, done. Night over before the first sweat's even dried. And his performance against Robert Whittaker. I mean, we've seen Rob lose, but we've never seen him transformed into background furniture for 3 rounds straight. No wonder the boogeyman label stuck. A sudden shift, here's where it gets interesting. Right after smashing Whittaker, the odds makers dropped opening lines for Chimaev versus Du Plessis. Hamzat open as a 3-1 favorite. Absolute Vegas thinks this is a formality. Energy. Fast forward, and suddenly the betting line closes that massive gap. People start saying Dricus might actually have something for him, which is MMA fan code for I smell it. Upset brewing. Now, Chael made a point. This shift isn't because Hamzat suddenly got worse. It's because people have woken up to how ridiculously good Du Plessis is. He fought Sean Strickland twice, beat him both times, and then went and submitted Israel Adesanya, a guy everyone swore couldn't be tapped, while making it look like Tuesday evening jiu-jitsu class. Why nobody wanted him behind the scenes? Dana's apparently getting no thanks left and right when Chimaev's name comes up. It's not just fear, it's risk versus reward. Fighting Hamzat is like agreeing to wrestle a starving bear for the chance to maybe, possibly, get a slightly better honey pot. He can out-wrestle most of the division, has scary knockout power, and has this weird habit of making good fighters look like they shouldn't even be in the same promotion. And to make matters worse, his hype machine rolls deep. Fans, UFC brass, social media, they're all ready to drop Smesh memes before the undercard even ends. So if you lose, congrats, you're just another dude in the Hamzat highlight montage. The cardio question: day 1 knock, gas tank, against Gilbert Burns. He looked human for the first time against Kamaru Usman. He slowed down after the first round's blitz. And to be clear, slowed down means he still won. But the aura of non-stop Marauder dimmed just a touch. But then, oh boy, then we all saw that viral clip, Hamzat on an Airdyne bike, with resistance bands strapped to the handles, like some cardio torture scene from an Eastern European gym horror film. Let me explain. The Airdyne bike is already the devil's invention for fighters. Every gym has one. Nobody enjoys it. You don't conquer the Airdyne, it conquers you. Now Hamzat decides it's not hard enough, so they add giant elastic bands to make each push and pull harder. You know who does that? Someone preparing to set a pace. That's going to ruin Du Plessis' weekend. If cardio issue was the lone comfort for his future opponents, well, that comfort's evaporating like a bucket of sweat during a Dagestan wrestling warm-up. Du Plessis, professional underdog. Crazy thing about Dricus? He's always the underdog against Sean Strickland. Underdog against Izzy. Underdog. People laugh at his awkward striking mechanics and heavy breathing. And then he goes out there and drowns dudes who are supposed to be technically superior. DC even admitted on air that early in Dricus' UFC run, he made fun of his grappling. Dricus responded by walking into fighter meetings saying, "Just wait till next time." And every time next time looked better. So when you tell this man he can't. He files that under reasons to ruin somebody's life and trains accordingly. The path to victory and the doom scenario here is how both outcomes could play out. For Du Plessis to win. Survive the first round storm. Hamzat treats round 1 like a Black Friday sale. All gas. Take what you can carry. Force Hamzat into prolonged exchanges where awkward striking angles matter more than clean technique. Weaponize that proven 5-round cardio and test if band resisted. Airdyne Hamzat is different from old fade in round 3 Hamzat. For Hamzat to win, get takedowns early. Keep them, don't just control, maul. Make Du Plessis carry your weight. Use the threat of takedowns to open up big power shots upstairs. If cardio holds, the avalanche approach could neutralize Du Plessis before that famous late fight durability kicks. In why this fight feels different. Reason this fight matters isn't just because of belts or rankings. It's because Dricus is walking straight toward the haunted house. Everyone else has been sidestepping. If Du Plessis wins, 2 things happen immediately. The Boogeyman or around. Hamzat shatters, and the list of guys suddenly willing to fight him grows overnight. Du Plessis doesn't just remain champ. He becomes the guy who took down the unbeatable, the myth, the Smesh monster everyone feared. That's next level star territory. If Hamzat wins, Boogeyman status goes worldwide, and everyone who's been dodging him will still be looking for new excuses. Dana might have to start offering private islands or yellow Lamborghini bonuses just to get contracts signed. Hamzat Chimaev might genuinely be the most avoided man in UFC right now. Skill, mystique, marketability, all rolled into one scary package. Watch enough fighter interviews, and you notice how often his name doesn't come up in call-outs. That's not a coincidence. That's business sense mixed with self-preservation instincts. But Du Plessis, he's cut from that old school. I'll fight anyone, anytime cloth, and love him or laugh at his style. He's stepping up when others are quietly backing away. So yeah, MMA fans, enjoy this rare unicorn moment. The Boogeyman and the fearless hunter finally meeting in the cage. One walks out with a belt and an even bigger legend. The other takes a step back into the shadows. Maybe still feared, but no longer untouchable. And me? I'm just sitting here, hoping this fight actually happens the way it's supposed to. Because if Du Plessis pulls it off, 90% of the middleweight roster's going to suddenly remember they're injury-free and ready to fight Hamzat. Funny how that works.